Hello and welcome everybody, this is TP Gaming coming to you for another session. Today we're here at Dubai and we have tons of new things for you happening today. So everything comes new, everything gets better and better and better. It is important to always upgrade, and that is something that we certainly have achieved. There has been quite a few modifications that you will see very soon. This is my first run with these modifications. So first up, I would like to say happy birthday to Sam F. On day of release, it is his birthday, so happy birthday. All the very best to you. Stay healthy and may all your dreams and wishes come true at least next year. Anyway, so we are here. He's a wonderful viewer of these videos and is commentating a lot, and I really do appreciate it. So everybody else who's new to this channel, welcome. I am TP Gaming and I am releasing videos at a rate at 4 per week at the moment, 3 in English, 1 in German. And yeah, if you enjoy this, please subscribe, be part of the team. Be part of the 1 million subscribers that I would like to reach. We'll see how long that's going to take. Probably I'll need 4 or 5 lives, but you can be part of it. You can make it happen. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. You will see in previous videos that I do answer them all in detail, and yeah, just share some thoughts. So what do we have here? We are 2 o'clock in the morning. I've chosen 2 o'clock in the morning. It's very dark, but Dubai, of course, is very brightly lighted, and we have tons of airplanes to go through. Probably around about 80, I believe. Like 50, 60 departures and 20 or so. Yeah, about 20 arrivals. See if we are going to get them all. So it's going to be very busy, and with all the new modifications, I've just seen them and I hope they're all going to work out, but there's going to be some very exciting new stuff here. So let's have a look and see how this looks like. So there you go. Immediately, what can you see? We have a red instead of the normal white, so all the reds are departing. And all the arrivals, there you go, there's one down the top here, they're all going to be in green. So once they're going to be moving around everywhere, we're going to have a contrast of red and greens, and everybody, so you can easily know, he's about to depart, he's about to, he has arrived. So this is going to be exciting stuff. And yeah, apart from that, nothing much will happen here. The commands, there are some new commands that I have to give, which I've just noticed myself on this 404 Heavy, is that I do need to say heavy here as well, so we know we're talking about huge aircrafts here. And the person that has done these modifications, he's down below in the description channel, so shout out to him. So thank you very much for supplying these modifications. I hope they're going to be good fun. I think they will be. They're going to be huge improvements. They're going to give all of you guys a much better quality of realism, and you will notice something as well. We don't have the same guys and girls talking anymore. We have a ton of them. So there's going to be many languages and spoken from different people from different countries with different accents, and that's why I've chosen Dubai. So this is going to be good fun as well. So let's go on this ride, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoy, please subscribe. It's just a little click on the right hand side down on the bottom. Doesn't cost you much, not much effort, but it helps the channel a heap. So thank you very much when you do subscribe, and welcome back all you guys who are already subscribed and who have already been and being part of this team. Thank you very much. So let's get going, and I hope you're going to enjoy. I hope I will as well. So let's see how we go, eh? I got to be very concentrated here. I got to see what I'm going to do. and have a look around. So, have we started? Yes, we have started, and we're doing okay. Emirates is starting to move backwards.
Ground.
Here we
Dubai
go.
681 request pushback.
Things are going to start. Sky Dubai 681 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa 1 November.
Ground. 12 left via Papa 1 November pushback approved. Sky Dubai 681.
So for all of you guys,
Emirates 404 heavy request taxi.
Tower, Emirates 795 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Emirates 404 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 404 heavy.
So as you know, we have two runways. We have runway 12 left going from left to right, or 30 right from right to left. And we have 12 right from left to right, as well as 30 left on the bottom here. However, we'll be using these two. We'll be using 12 left for departures and arrivals, and we're using 12 right for departures. That is the regular, normal way Dubai works.
Dubai 251 request pushback.
Yeah, but we'll see how we go. In future, we may change things around, but for the time being, see how we go. Sky Dubai 251 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa 1 November.
Ground. 12 left via Papa 1 November pushback approved. Sky Dubai 251.
So we are going to have many voices. We're going to have people from Australia, from Canada, from England,
Sky Dubai 681 request taxi.
from the United States, from India, and possibly some more countries, but we'll see. Good fun. Sky Dubai 681, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Sky Dubai 681.
So everybody can see. So once it changes to yellow.
Ground. Emirates 801 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 801 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Ground. 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 801 heavy.
Tower, Sky Dubai 706 with you runway 12 left.
So we'll have our first arrivals coming in very soon. And well, things will be getting quite interesting very soon. So let's have a look and see what this looks like down here. Pretty much almost as far outside as one can be.
Ground. Emirates 801 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 801 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 801 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 544 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 544 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 544 heavy.
Ground. Sky Dubai 251 request taxi.
Sky Dubai 251 continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Sky Dubai 251.
So I hope everybody is doing okay in these times of crisis. So all of you guys that are watching this video sometime in the future, who knows, at this time we have an epidemic situation that you may remember, and whatever happened afterwards.
Ground. Emirates 650 heavy request pushback.
And I hope everybody has gone their way to find peace within himself, to say everything is doing okay now, not too much damage has happened whilst this crisis was going on. Emirates 650 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu Kilo 2.
Ground. 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu Kilo 2 pushback approved. Emirates 650 heavy.
Emirates 795 heavy, runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 250 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left clear to land, wind is 250 at 3 knots. Emirates 795 heavy.
Emirates 795 take next available exit on left.
Ground, Emirates 544 heavy request taxi.
Where are we? Emirates 7905, runway 12 left. Actually, we'll do that differently. Emirates 7905, vacate runway left onto no, we're not going to do that either.
Sky Dubai 447 with you, runway 12 left.
Emirates 7905, take next available exit on left. Oh, that doesn't
Unable
work.
to comply. Emirates 7905 heavy.
Emirates 7905, take next available exit left. Nope, that doesn't even... Ah, that's right.
Unable to comply. Emirates 7905 heavy.
Yeah, I gotta get used to the heavy situation. Emirates 7905 heavy, take next available exit on left.
Take next available exit on left. Emirates 7905 heavy.
Emirates 404 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 250 at 3 knots. See, that is something different we have
Runway
here as
12
well.
right, line up and wait, wind is 250 at 3 knots. Emirates 404 heavy.
Emirates 544 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 318 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 318 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via uniform Yankee Zulu 6.
Continue taxi, Emirates 544 heavy.
Ground, 12 right via uniform Yankee Zulu 6 pushback approved. Emirates 318 heavy.
Schedule by 706, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 249 at 3 knots.
Ground, Emirates 650 heavy request taxi.
Runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 249 at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 706.
Schedule by 706, exit at taxiway November 5 Alpha. Emirates 404, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Exit at taxiway November 5 Alpha. Sky Dubai 706.
Emirates 404 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Unable to comply. Emirates 404 heavy.
Emirates heavy, no.
Runway 12
Emirates
right,
650
clear for
heavy,
takeoff. Emirates
continue
404
taxi.
heavy.
I gotta get used to this
Continue
heavy.
taxi. Emirates 650 heavy.
Emirates 7905 heavy, continue taxi. No, actually.
Right.
Emirates 7905 heavy,
request pushback.
taxi to terminal. Whew.
Say again. Emirates 7905 heavy.
Yes, 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 I'm
Taxi to
sorry.
terminal. Emirates 7905 heavy.
Emirates 318 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 318 heavy request taxi. Continue taxi, Emirates 318 heavy.
Schedule by 681, runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 249 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left line up and wait, wind is 249er at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 681.
Emirates 835 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu pushback approved. Emirates 835 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 7 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 7 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via Juliet 2 Kilo.
Ground, 12 right via Juliet 2 kilo pushback approved. Emirates 7 heavy.
Schedule by 706. Take next available exit on left.
Tower, Cathay 745 heavy with you, runway 12 left.
Emirates 404 heavy, contact departure.
Unable to comply. Sky Dubai 706.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Emirates 404 heavy.
Emirates 650 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 249 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 249er at 3 knots. Emirates 650 heavy.
Schedule by 681, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Emirates 430 heavy request pushback.
Schedule by 706, taxi to terminal via November. Papa 4. Papa.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff. Sky Dubai 681.
Schedule by 447, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 249 at 3 knots.
Taxi to terminal via November Papa 4 Papa. Sky Dubai 706.
Emirates 7, continue taxi.
Runway
Emirates
12
7
left,
heavy,
land
continue
is
taxi.
249er at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 447.
Say again, Emirates 7 heavy.
Emirates 650 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Continue taxi, Emirates 7 heavy. Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 650 heavy.
Emirates 835 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 7 heavy request taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 835 heavy. Ground, Emirates 835 heavy request taxi.
Sky Dubai 447, runway 12 left. No, actually.
Ground.
Sky
Emirates
Dubai
582 heavy
447,
request
take
pushback.
next available exit on left.
Unable to comply. Sky Dubai
Emirates
447.
801, runway 12 right. No. Emirates 801 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 248 at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 447, take next available exit on left.
Take next available exit on left. Sky Dubai 447.
Sky Dubai 251, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 248 at 2 knots.
Unable to comply. Emirates 801 heavy. Runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 248 at 3 knots.
Sky
Emirates
Dubai
801 heavy.
681, contact departure.
Take next available exit on left. Sky Dubai 447.
Emirates 582 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 248 at 2 knots. Sky Dubai 251.
Emirates 430 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu, Kilo 2.
Contact departure. Good night. Sky Dubai 681.
Emirates 650 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. 12 right at Kilo 8 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 582 heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu Kilo 2 pushback approved. Emirates 430 heavy.
Emirates 221 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 4 via Zulu.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Emirates 650 heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 4 via Zulu pushback approved. Emirates 221 heavy.
Sky Dubai 251, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Tower, Sky Dubai 448 with you runway 12 left.
Sky Dubai 447, taxi to terminal via November Papa 4 Papa.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff. Sky Dubai 251. Taxi to terminal via November Papa 4 Papa. Sky Dubai 447.
Ground, Emirates 221 heavy request pushback.
Ground. Emirates 582 heavy request taxi.
Ground. Kenya 311 heavy request pushback.
Kenya 311 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right via Zulu 4.
Ground, Emirates 408.
Kenya
request
311
pushback.
heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right via Zulu 6.
Ground. 12 right via Zulu 6 pushback approved. Kenya 311 heavy.
Emirates 801 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 801 heavy.
Cathay 745 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 248 at 2 knots.
Ground. Turkish 761 heavy request pushback.
Sky Dubai 251, contact departure.
Runway 12 left cleared to land, wind is 248 at 2 knots. Cathay 745 heavy.
Emirates 582 heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Sky Dubai 251.
Emirates 221 heavy,
Continue taxi.
Emirates 221 heavy,
582
continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 221.
Emirates 318 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 248 at 2 knots. Emirates 430 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait.
Emirates 408 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo.
Continue taxi, Emirates 430 heavy.
Emirates 221 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 408 heavy.
Turkish 761 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right via Juliet. I don't want to do that.
Continue taxi,
Turkish
Emirates
761
221
pushback
heavy.
approved. No.
Tower.
Turkish
Emirates
761 heavy,
runway
pushback
12
approved,
left.
expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo. Kenya 311 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. 12 right via Yankee Kilo pushback approved.
Sky Dubai
Turkish 761
448,
heavy.
runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Continue taxi. Kenya 311
Emirates
heavy.
318 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Sky Dubai 448, take next available exit on left. Cathay 745 heavy, taxi to terminal via Mike Lima 3 Kilo.
Runway 12 left
Cathay
cleared,
745 taxi to terminal via Mike Niner Mike Lima 3. Cathay 745 heavy taxi to terminal via Mike Niner Mike Lima 3. Not Mike 3.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Cathay
Emirates
745
318
heavy taxi to terminal via Mike Niner Mike Lima 3.
Take next available exit
Yes,
on left.
thank
Sky
you.
Dubai 448.
Emirates 801 heavy, contact departure.
Unable to comply. Cathay 745 heavy. Taxi to terminal via Mike 9 or Mike Lima 3.
Emirates
Cathay
835 heavy,
745
runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 801 heavy.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Emirates 408 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 430 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 302 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 4 via Kilo.
Continue taxi. Emirates 40
Emirates 450 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 4 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 302 heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 8 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 450 heavy.
Emirates 318 heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Emirates 221 heavy, request taxi.
Emirates 7 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Contact departure. Goodbye.
Emirates 835
318
heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots. Emirates 7 heavy.
Turkish 761 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 835 heavy.
Sky Dubai 448 taxi to terminal via November Papa 4 Papa.
Continue taxi. Turkish 761 heavy.
Emirates 219 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 left via Papa 6 November.
Taxi to terminal via November Papa 4 Papa. Sky Dubai 448.
Emirates 302 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, 12 left via Papa 6 November pushback approved. Emirates 219 heavy.
Emirates 20 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Continue taxi. Emirates 302 heavy.
Emirates 20 heavy. Okay.
Runway 12 left.
Emirates 20 heavy, exit.
Emirates 20 heavy.
Emirates 20 heavy, take next available exit on left.
Say again. Emirates 20 heavy.
Air India 9012 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo.
Take next available exit on left. Emirates 20 heavy.
Emirates 7 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, 12 right via Yankee Kilo pushback approved. Air India 912 heavy.
Kenya 311 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 7 heavy.
Emirates 544 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots. Kenya 311 heavy.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 247 at 2 knots.
Emirates
544 heavy.
Emirates 835 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. Kenya 311 heavy, request taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 835 heavy.
Emirates 219 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 219 heavy request pushback. Continue taxi. Emirates 219 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 408 heavy request taxi.
Ground, Emirates 450 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 570 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo.
Emirates
3
11 heavy,
Kilo
pushback approved, expect
Emirates
runway 12
570
right
heavy.
at Kilo 2 via Zulu.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu pushback approved.
Emirates
11
38 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Ground, Air India 912 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 544, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12
Emirates
left,
544 heavy, runway 12
246
right,
at 2
cleared for
knots.
takeoff.
Emirates 38 heavy.
Emirates 38 heavy, runway 12 left. No.
Unable to comply. Emirates 544 heavy.
Emirates 38 heavy, take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 544 heavy.
Air India 9012, continue.
Unable to comply. Emirates 38
Air
heavy.
India 9012 heavy, continue taxi.
Take next available exit on left. Emirates 38 heavy.
Emirates 450 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Air India 912 heavy.
Continue taxi.
Emirates 570
450
heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 570 heavy.
Emirates 11 heavy, continue taxi.
Tower. Emirates 38 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Emirates 7 heavy, contact departure.
Continue taxi. Emirates 11 heavy.
Sky Dubai 589 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa 1 November.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 7 heavy.
SpaceJet 14 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left.
Ground 12 left via Papa 1 November pushback approved. Sky Dubai 589er.
Kenya 311 runway 12.
Ground.
Kenya 311 heavy, runway 12 right,
4.
cleared for takeoff.
Unable to comply. Kenya 311 heavy.
Emirates 20 heavy, taxi to terminal.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates
Kenya
38
311
heavy, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. Emirates 20 heavy.
Taxi to terminal. Emirates 38 heavy.
Emirates 430 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Ground. Emirates 302 heavy, request pushback.
Emirates 582 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots. Emirates 430 heavy.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Emirates 544 heavy, contact departure.
Ground. Turkish 761 heavy, request taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 544
Turkish
heavy.
761 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots. Emirates 221 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots.
Emirates 384 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 246 at 2 knots. Emirates 221 heavy.
Emirates heavy. Emirates 705 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo.
Ground. 12 right at Kilo 3 pushback approved. Emirates 384 heavy.
Ground 12 right at Kilo 5.
Sky
via Kilo
Dubai
pushback
1784,
approved.
runway
Emirates
12 left,
705
clear to
heavy.
land. Wind is 245 at 2 knots.
Ground. Emirates 302 heavy, request taxi.
Sky Dubai 1784, take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 left, cleared to land. Wind is 245
Emirates
at 2
582,
knots.
runway
Sky
12
Dubai
right, cleared for
1784.
takeoff. Emirates 582 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Take next available exit on left. Sky Dubai 1784.
Runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates
SpiceJet
582
14,
heavy.
continue taxi.
Ground. Emirates 450 heavy, request taxi.
Kenya 311 heavy, contact departure.
Continue taxi. SpiceJet 14.
Contact departure. Good night. Kenya 311 heavy.
Emirates 440 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo.
Ground Sky Dubai 589er, request pushback.
Emirates 408 heavy, continue taxi. Ah, sorry.
Ground 12
Emirates
right at Kilo 3 via
384
Kilo
heavy,
pushback
continue
approved.
taxi.
Emirates 440 heavy.
Sky Dubai 589er, continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
Emirates 10 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 245 at 2 knots.
Continue taxi. Sky Dubai
Emirates
589er.
10, take next available exit on left. Emirates 10, take. Emirates 10 heavy, take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 left, cleared to land. Wind is 245 at 2 knots.
Emirates 221 heavy,
10
runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Say again. Emirates 10 heavy. Take next available exit on left. Emirates 10 heavy.
Emirates 420 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 221 heavy.
Emirates 582 heavy contact departure.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu pushback approved. Emirates 420 heavy.
Emirates 705 heavy continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 582 heavy.
Emirates 440 heavy continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 705 heavy.
Emirates heavy. Emirates 86. I'm on.
Continue taxi.
Emirates
440
866 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo.
Ground, 12 right
Schedule by
via Yankee Kilo,
1784.
pushback approved.
Taxi to
Emirates
terminal via
866
November
heavy.
Papa 4.
Taxi to terminal via November Papa 4. Sky Dubai 1784.
Ground, Emirates 570 heavy request pushback.
Tower, Sky Dubai 1784 with you runway 12 left.
Ground, Emirates 219 heavy request taxi. Ground, Emirates 11 heavy request pushback.
Ground, SpiceJet 14 request pushback.
Ground, Air India 912 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 430 heavy runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Emirates 570 heavy request taxi.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 430 heavy.
Emirates 440 heavy continue taxi.
Tower, Emirates 10 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Continue taxi. Emirates 440
Emirates 10 heavy taxi to terminal. Emirates 221 heavy contact departure.
Taxi to terminal. Emirates 10 heavy.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Emirates 221 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 11 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 866 heavy continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 440 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 574 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo.
Continue taxi, Emirates 866 heavy. Ground, 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 574 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 384 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 144 heavy runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 244 at 2 knots.
Ground, SpiceJet 14 request taxi.
Emirates 144 take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 left
Emirates
clear to land, wind is
144 heavy
244 at 2
take
knots.
next available
Emirates
exit on
144
left. Certainly struggling with the
Unable
heavy
to fly.
situation.
Emirates 144 heavy.
Turkish 761 heavy runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Take next available exit on left.
Emirates 430 heavy contact departure.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Air India
Turkish
9012
761
heavy runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots.
Contact departure.
Emirates
Good
11
night.
heavy
Emirates
runway 12 right
430
line up
heavy.
and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 408 heavy runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 450 heavy runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Air India 912 heavy.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 11 heavy.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 408 heavy.
Aeroflot 525 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right.
Runway 12 right line up and
Aeroflot
wait.
525
Wind is 244 at 2 knots.
pushback
Emirates
approved.
450
Expect
heavy.
runway 12 right.
Ground, 12 right pushback approved. Aeroflot 525.
Ground,
Emirates
705
420 heavy
request pushback.
continue taxi.
Continue taxi.
Emirates 450 runway 12 right. Emirates 450 heavy runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Say again. Emirates 450 heavy.
Emirates 188 runway.
Runway 12
Emirates
right clear for
188
takeoff.
heavy
Emirates
runway
450 heavy.
12 left clear to land. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 188 heavy. Take next available exit on left.
Unable to comply. Emirates 188 heavy. Runway 12 left cleared to land. Wind is 244 at 2 knots. Emirates 188
Emirates
heavy.
574 heavy continue taxi.
Take next available exit on left. Emirates 188 heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 574 heavy.
Ground, Sky Dubai 589 request taxi.
Tower, Emirates 144 Heavy with you runway 12 left.
Ground, Emirates 384 Heavy request taxi.
Express India 344 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa 1 November.
Ground, Emirates 420 Heavy request pushback.
Aeroflot 525 continue taxi.
Ground, 12 left via Papa 1 November pushback approved. Express India
Emirates
344.
144 Heavy taxi to terminal.
Continue taxi, Aeroflot 525.
Taxi to terminal, Emirates 144 Heavy.
Emirates 580 Heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo.
Ground, Emirates 705 Heavy.
Emirates
request
41 Heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo.
Ground, 12 right via Yankee Kilo pushback approved.
Emirates 350 pushback approved.
Ground,
Emirates
12 right via
350
Yankee
Heavy
Kilo
pushback approved. Expect runway
Emirates 41
12
Heavy.
right at Kilo 3 via Zulu. Turkish 761 Heavy contact departure.
Ground,
Emirates
12 right at Kilo 3 via Zulu,
450
pushback
Heavy
approved. Emirates
contact departure.
350 Heavy.
Sky Dubai 589 on runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 243 at 2 knots.
Contact departure. Goodbye.
Express
Turkish
India
761
344 continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 450 Heavy.
Emirates 408 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 left line up and wait. Wind is 243 at 2 knots. Sky Dubai 58.
Emirates 701 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo.
Continue taxi, Express India 344.
Emirates 223 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 21 Heavy,
408
pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 4 via Kilo. Emirates 203 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 6
Emirates
Kilo
188
pushback
Heavy,
approved.
taxi to
701
terminal.
Heavy.
Ground,
Emirates
12 right at
188
Kilo 5 via
Heavy,
Kilo pushback
taxi to
approved.
terminal.
Emirates 223 Heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 4 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 21 Heavy.
Sky Dubai 589 on runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 203 Heavy.
Emirates 204 Heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 243 at 2 knots.
Say again, Emirates 188 Heavy. Taxi to terminal, Emirates 188 Heavy.
Emirates 580 Heavy, continue taxi.
Unable to comply.
Emirates
Sky
41
Dubai
Heavy,
589er.
continue taxi. Emirates 408 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left cleared to land. Wind is 243 at 2 knots. Emirates 204 Heavy.
Emirates 11 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Continue taxi, Emirates 580 Heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 41 Heavy.
Emirates 21 Heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night.
Emirates
408
223 Heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 204, go around.
Continue taxi.
Emirates 204 Heavy, go around.
Continue taxi, Emirates 223 Heavy.
Go around. Emirates 204 Heavy.
Wow, Sky
Ground,
Dubai never
Emirates
touch.
866 Heavy request pushback.
Emirates 204 Heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Emirates 203 Heavy
Sky
request
Dubai
pushback.
589, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. What
Contact
went
departure.
wrong
Good night.
there?
Emirates 204 Heavy.
Emirates 194, runway 12 left, heavy. No, that's wrong.
Runway 12 left
Emirates
cleared for
194
takeoff.
heavy,
Sky Dubai
runway 12
589er.
left, clear to land. Wind is 243 at 2 knots.
Unable to comply, Emirates 194 Heavy.
Emirates 194 heavy.
Runway 12 left
Yeah,
clear to
that's
land.
all
Wind is
good.
243 at 2 knots. Emirates 194 Heavy.
Air India 9012, run heavy, runway 91.
Tower, Emirates 188
Air
Heavy
India
with runway 12
9012 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Emirates 440 Heavy, request taxi.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Air India 912 Heavy.
Ground, Emirates 574 Heavy request
Emirates
pushback.
350 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates 866 Heavy request taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 350 Heavy.
Aeroflot 525, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots.
Ground, Emirates 420 heavy request.
Emirates 11, contact departure.
Runway 12
Emirates
right,
11
line up,
heavy,
wind is
contact departure.
242 at 2 knots. Aeroflot 525.
Sky Dubai 589, contact departure. Emirates 316 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa.
Contact departure, goodbye, Emirates 11 heavy. Contact departure, good night, Sky Dubai 589er.
Ground, 12 left.
Emirates 203 heavy, continue taxi.
316 heavy.
Emirates 701 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 203 heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 701 heavy.
Emirates 219 runway.
Ground.
Emirates 219 heavy,
request
runway
pushback.
12 left, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots. Air India 912 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2
Aeroflot
knots.
525,
Emirates
runway
219 heavy.
12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure. Good night. Air India 912
Emirates
heavy.
866, runway 12 right, no.
Runway 12
Emirates
right, cleared
866
for
heavy,
takeoff.
runway
Aeroflot
12
525.
right, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots.
Unable to comply, Emirates 866
Emirates
heavy.
420 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots. Emirates 384 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots. Emirates 574, runway 1. Emirates 574 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 242 at 2 knots. Emirates 574, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12
Emirates
right, line up and
574
wait,
heavy,
wind is
runway 12
242
right,
at 2
cleared for
knots.
takeoff.
Emirates 866 heavy.
Emirates 823 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo.
Runway 12 right.
Emirates 526 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 240 at 2
Emirates
knots.
648 heavy,
Emirates
pushback
384
approved. Expect runway 12 right via Yankee Kilo.
Unable to comply, Emirates 574
Emirates 219
heavy.
now run.
Runway 12
Emirates
right,
219
line up
heavy,
and wait,
runway
wind is
12 left,
242 at
cleared
2
for
knots.
takeoff.
Emirates 574 heavy.
Aeroflot 525, contact departure.
Unable to comply, Emirates 574 heavy. Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates 574 heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 6 via Kilo pushback approved, Emirates 823 heavy.
Emirates 316 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 5 via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 526 heavy.
Emirates 195 heavy, taxi to terminal via Kilo 7.
Ground, 12 right via Yankee Kilo pushback approved, Emirates 648 heavy.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff, Emirates 219er heavy.
Emirates 232 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 241 at 2 knots.
Contact departure. Good night. Aeroflot
Emirates 232, take next available exit. Emirates 232 heavy, take next available exit on left.
Taxi to terminal via Kilo 7, Emirates 194 heavy.
Emirates 99 push. Emirates 99 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo. Emirates 648 heavy, continue taxi.
Say again, Emirates 232 heavy. Take next available exit on left, Emirates 232 heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 3 via Kilo pushback approved, Emirates 99 heavy.
Ground, Express India 344 request pushback.
Ground, Emirates 223 heavy request pushback. Ground, Aeroflot 525 request pushback.
Tower, Emirates 204 heavy with you runway
Emirates
12
384 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Emirates 574 heavy, request taxi.
Emirates 574 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right.
Emirates 219 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 574
Emirates 648 heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 219er heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 648
Emirates 526 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Emirates
Emirates
350
823
request
heavy,
pushback.
continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 526 heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 823
Express
heavy.
in, no. SpiceJet 14, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 241 at 2 knots.
Ground, Aeroflot 525 request taxi. Runway 12 left line up and wait, wind is 241 at 2 knots, SpiceJet 14.
Ground, Emirates 21 heavy request pushback.
Ground, Emirates 580 heavy request pushback.
Tower, Emirates 194 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Ground, Express India 344 request taxi.
Ground, Emirates 701 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 999 heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Emirates,
Emirates
41
232
request
heavy, taxi to terminal.
Continue taxi, Emirates 99 heavy.
SpiceJet 14, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Taxi to terminal, Emirates 232 heavy.
Emirates 420 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff, SpiceJet 14.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates 420 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 648 heavy request pushback.
Ground, Emirates 580 heavy request taxi.
Ground, Emirates 21 heavy request taxi.
CedarJet 431 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2.
Ground. Emirates 350
Emirates
heavy
414
request
heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 pushback approved, CedarJet 431.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2 via Zulu pushback approved. Emirates 414 heavy.
SpiceJet 20 pushback approved, expect runway 12 left.
Ground, Emirates 316 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 384 heavy, contact departure.
Ground, 12 left pushback approved.
SpiceJet 14, contact departure.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 384 heavy.
Emirates 604 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 left via Zulu.
Contact departure, good night, SpiceJet 14.
Emirates 656 pushback approved.
Ground,
Emirates
12
656
left
heavy,
Zulu
pushback approved, expect
Emirates
runway
604
12
heavy.
left via Zulu. Emirates 530 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 12 left via Zulu.
Ground. 12 left via Zulu pushback approved. Emirates
Sky Dubai
656 heavy.
338, runway 12 left, clear to land, wind is 240 at 2 knots.
Ground, 12 left
Sky
via Zulu
Dubai
pushback
338,
approved, Emirates
exit.
530 heavy.
Sky Dubai 338, take next available exit on left. Emirates 420 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left cleared to land.
Emirates 866 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Say again, Sky Dubai 338. Take next
Emirates 580, runway 1. Emirates 580 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 240 at 2 knots. Emirates 302 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 240 at 2 knots. Emirates 203 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 240 at 2 knots.
Contact departure, goodbye.
Emirates
420
1904, continue taxi.
Runway 12 right cleared for
Emirates
takeoff.
203
Emirates 866
heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait.
Emirates 604 heavy, continue
Emirates
taxi.
580 heavy.
Emirates 656 heavy, continue taxi.
Runway 12 right, line
Emirates
up and wait, wind is
530
250
heavy,
at 2 knots.
continue taxi.
Emirates 302 heavy.
Runway 12 right line
Express
up and
India
wait, wind is
344,
240
runway
at 2
12
knots.
left, line up and
Emirates
wait, wind is
203
240
heavy.
at 2 knots. Express India 344, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Continue taxi, Emirates 194 heavy.
SpiceJet 20, continue taxi.
Runway 12
Emirates
right cleared for
866 heavy,
takeoff.
contact
Emirates
departure.
203 heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 604 heavy.
Continue taxi. Emirates 656 heavy.
Al Ali 16, pushback.
Continue taxi, Emirates 530 heavy.
Runway 12 left line up and wait, wind is 240 at 2 knots. Express India 344. Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff. Express India 344.
Azal 16, pushback approved, expect runway 12 left.
Continue taxi, SpiceJet 20.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 866 heavy.
CedarJet 431, continue taxi.
Ground, 12 left pushback approved, Azul 16.
Continue taxi, Cedar Jet 431.
Sky Dubai 338, taxi to terminal.
Ground, Emirates 223 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 382 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa.
Taxi to terminal, Sky Dubai 338. Ground, 12 left
Express
via Papa,
India
pushback
1903.
approved. Emirates 382 heavy.
Okay. Express India 1903, runway 12 left clear to land. No, we can't do that. It's too close.
Ground, Emirates
Express
203
India
heavy
1903,
request
go
taxi.
around.
Runway 12 left cleared to land, wind is 246.
Express India 1903, contact departure.
Go around, Express India 193.
Emirates 204, runway 12 left clear to land. Heavy
Contact
again.
departure.
Emirates
Good night.
204
Express
heavy,
India
runway
193.
12 left clear to land. Wind is 239 at 2 knots.
Unable to comply. Emirates 204 heavy.
Express India 344, contact departure.
Runway 12 left cleared to land, wind is 239 at 2 knots. Emirates 204 heavy.
Contact departure. Good night.
Emirates
Express India
302 heavy,
344.
runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 203 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 302 heavy.
Turkish 759 pushback approved. Expect runway.
Contact departure.
Turkish
Good night.
759
Emirates
pushback
203
approved. Expect
heavy.
runway 12 left.
Say again. Turkish 759. Ground, 12 left pushback approved. Turkish 759.
Ground, Emirates 823 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 709 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Kilo.
Tower, Emirates 232 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Ground, 12 left via Kilo pushback approved. Emirates 709 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 701 heavy request taxi.
Ground, Emirates 526 heavy request pushback.
Emirates 564 push. Emirates 564 heavy pushback approved. No.
Ground,
Emirates 564 heavy
request
pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Yankee.
Unable to comply. Emirates 564 heavy. Ground, 12 left via Yankee pushback approved.
Sky Dubai
Emirates
8017 pushback
564 heavy.
approved. Expect runway 12 left.
Ground, Cedar Jet 431 request pushback.
Tower, 12 left pushback.
Azal
approved.
16,
Sky
continue
Dubai
taxi.
8017.
Emirates 580 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Continue taxi, Azul 16.
Emirates 41 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 239 at 2 knots.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 570 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 239 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 239 at 2 knots. Emirates 41 heavy.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 239 at 3 knots. Emirates 570 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 414 heavy request
Emirates
pushback.
705 runway.
Ground,
Emirates 705
99
heavy,
request
runway
pushback.
12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 239 at 2 knots. Emirates 701 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right line up and wait, wind is 239 at 2 knots. Emirates 705 heavy.
Yeah, it's
Runway
quite
12
chaotic
right, clear
down
for
the
takeoff.
bottom there, but we'll
Emirates
get that
701 heavy.
organised.
Tower, Sky Dubai 338. with
Emirates
you,
414
runway
heavy,
12 left.
continue taxi.
Going around. Emirates 26 heavy.
Emirates 26 contact departure. Emirates 26 heavy contact departure. Emirates 302 heavy contact departure.
Continue taxi.
Emirates
414
797 heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 238 at 3 knots. Emirates 580 heavy, contact departure.
Say again. Emirates 26 heavy. Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 26 heavy.
Emirates 382 heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 302 heavy.
Whew.
Runway
Where
12
are
left
we?
cleared to land, wind is 238 at 3 knots.
Emirates 564
797
heavy, continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 580 heavy. Continue taxi. Emirates 382 heavy.
Continue taxi. Emirates 564
Emirates
heavy.
547 heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right via uniform Yankee.
Ground, Emirates 648 Heavy request taxi.
Emirates 612 Heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 12 right at Kilo 2 via Kilo.
Ground, 12 right via Uniform Yankee pushback approved. Emirates 547 Heavy.
Ground, 12 right at Kilo 2
Emirates 605 runway.
Emirates 612
Emirates 605 Heavy runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 238 at 3 knots.
Ground, Emirates 604 Heavy.
Emirates 204 Heavy, taxi to terminal.
Runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 238 at 3 knots.
Emirates 231 Heavy
Emirates
pushback
605
approved.
Heavy.
Expect runway 12 left via Zulu.
Taxi to terminal, Emirates 204 Heavy.
Emirates 709 continue taxi.
Ground,
Emirates
12
709
left,
Heavy
pushback
continue
approved.
taxi.
Emirates 231 Heavy.
Say again. Emirates 709er Heavy.
Turkish 759 continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 709er Heavy. Continue taxi. Turkish 759er.
Ground, Emirates 526 Heavy request
Express
taxi.
India 347 pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left.
Ground, 12 left pushback
Emirates
approved.
797
Express
Heavy,
India
taxi
347.
to terminal.
Taxi to terminal, Emirates 797 Heavy.
Ground, Emirates 823
Emirates 705
request
Heavy,
taxi.
runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground,
Emirates 701 Heavy, contact
request
departure.
pushback.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates
705
675 Heavy.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 701 Heavy.
Emirates 766 Heavy, runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 238 at 3 knots.
Ground.
Emirates
766
766 Heavy,
pushback.
take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 left clear to land. Wind is 238 at 3 knots.
Sky Dubai at
Emirates
017,
766 Heavy.
continue taxi.
Take next available
Emirates
exit on
346
left.
Heavy,
Emirates
pushback approved.
766
Expect
Heavy.
runway 12 left via Papa. Emirates 354 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa. Emirates 332 Heavy, pushback approved. Expect runway 12 left via Papa.
Continue taxi. Sky Dubai 8017.
Emirates 547 Heavy, continue taxi.
Tower, 12 left via Harbour.
Turkish
pushback
759
approved.
hold
Emirates
position.
346 Heavy.
Tower, 12 left via Papa pushback approved. Emirates 354 Heavy.
Tower, 12 left via Papa pushback approved.
Emirates
332
570 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Continue taxi. Emirates 547 Heavy.
Hold position. Turkish 759er.
Runway 12 right
Express
cleared for
India
takeoff.
347,
Emirates
continue taxi.
570 Heavy.
Ground, Emirates 99 Heavy request taxi.
Emirates 705 Heavy, contact departure.
Continue taxi. Express India 347.
Turkish 759 continue taxi.
Contact departure. Good night.
Emirates 612
705
Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Turkish 759er.
Emirates 231 Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Emirates 612 Heavy.
Emirates 605 Heavy, taxi to terminal.
Continue taxi. Emirates 231 Heavy.
Taxi to terminal. Emirates 605 Heavy.
Tower, Express India 19 a tree with you, runway 12 left.
SpiceJet 20, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Emirates 612 Heavy request pushback.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff.
Emirates
SpiceJet
332
20.
Heavy, continue taxi.
Ground.
Emirates
SpiceJet 20 request
346
pushback.
Heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 332 Heavy.
Continue taxi. Emirates 346 Heavy.
Tower,
Emirates 41
304
runway.
Heavy with you, runway 12 left.
Emirates 41 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Unable to comply. Emirates 41
Emirates
Heavy.
570 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff.
Emirates
41
648 Heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 237 at 3 knots.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates
Cedar Jet
570
431,
Heavy.
runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 237 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind
Emirates.
is 237 at 3 knots. Emirates 648 Heavy.
Emirates 350 Heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 237 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 237 at 3 knots. Cedar Jet 431.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 237 at 3 knots. Emirates 350 Heavy.
Ground, Emirates 530 Heavy request pushback.
Emirates 204, continue taxi.
Ground, Azal 16 request pushback.
Say again, Emirates 204 Heavy.
Emirates 204 Heavy, continue taxi.
Ground, Emirates
Emirates
414 Heavy,
797, hold short of taxiway November.
Continue taxi, Emirates 204
Come on, SpiceJet
Heavy.
is up in the air.
Unable to comply. Emirates 7907 Heavy.
SpiceJet 20, contact departure.
Ground,
Skydeway 1760, go around.
Contact departure. Good night.
Skydeway
SpiceJet
1760, contact departure.
Go around, Sky Dubai 1760.
Emirates 316 Heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 236 at 3 knots.
Contact departure, good night, Sky Dubai 1760.
Emirates 797 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Mike.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 236 at 3 knots.
Emirates 605 Heavy, hold short of taxiway Papa.
Hold short of taxiway.
Emirates 766 Heavy, taxi to terminal. Emirates 354 Heavy, continue taxi.
Hold short of taxiway.
Emirates
Papa.
332
Emirates
Heavy,
605
continue taxi.
Heavy.
Emirates 346 Heavy, continue taxi.
Taxi to terminal.
Emirates 354 Heavy,
766
continue taxi.
Unable contact departure, Emirates 354 Heavy.
Continue taxi. Emirates 332 Heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 346 Heavy.
Continue taxi, Emirates 354 Heavy.
Emirates 797, continue taxi.
Ground, Cedar Jet
Emirates
431 request
797
taxi.
Heavy, continue taxi.
Say again. Emirates 7907 Heavy.
Emirates 797 Heavy, hold short of taxiway November. Emirates 605, hold short of taxiway November. Oh man. Emirates 605 Heavy, hold short of taxiway November.
Continue taxi. Emirates 7907 Heavy. Hold short of taxiway November.
Emirates 316 Heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Say again, Emirates 605 Heavy. Hold short of taxiway November. Emirates 605 Heavy.
Runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 316 Heavy.
Emirates 41 Heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Emirates 231 Heavy request pushback.
Contact departure. Goodbye. Emirates 41
Emirates
Heavy.
354 Heavy, continue taxi.
Ground. Emirates 656 Heavy request taxi.
Continue taxi, Emirates 354 Heavy.
Ground. Emirates 530 Heavy request taxi. Ground. Emirates 604 Heavy request taxi.
Tower. Emirates 26 Heavy with you runway 12 left.
Ground, Emirates 709 Heavy
Express
request
India
pushback.
193, runway 12 left line.
Ground.
Express
Emirates
India
382 Heavy
193,
request pushback.
runway 12 left, clear to land. Wind is 236 at 3 knots.
Unable to comply.
Express India 193, take next available exit on left.
Runway 12 left cleared to land. Wind is 236 at 3 knots. Express India 193.
Emirates 350 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Take next available exit on left. Express India 193.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 350 Heavy.
Emirates 223 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Tower. Emirates 7907 Heavy with you runway 12 left.
Runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 223 Heavy.
Emirates 316 Heavy, contact departure.
Ground, Turkish 759 request pushback.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 316 Heavy.
Tower, Emirates 346 Heavy, request pushback.
Ground. Emirates 382 Heavy request taxi.
Tower, Emirates 605 Heavy with you runway 12 left.
Ground,
Azal
16
16
Tower. Sky
Azal
Dubai
16,
017
runway
request pushback.
12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 235 at 3 knots. Azal 16, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Say again, Azal 16. Runway 12 left line up and wait. Wind is 235 at 3 knots. Azal 16. Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff.
We'll get
Azal
this all
16.
organized. Just give us a second.
Tower, Emirates
Just give us a few
766 Heavy
moments.
with you runway
Emirates
12 left.
223 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Ground, Express India 347 request pushback.
Runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 223 Heavy.
Ground, Emirates 547
Express India
heavy request
1903,
pushback.
taxi to terminal.
Ground, Turkish 759 request taxi.
Taxi to terminal, Express India 193.
Ground, Emirates 564 heavy request taxi.
Emirates 350 heavy, contact departure.
Tower, Sky Dubai 8017 request taxi. Contact departure, good night, Emirates 350 heavy.
Tower, Emirates 354 heavy request pushback.
Tower, Emirates 332 heavy request pushback.
Ground, Emirates 709er heavy request taxi.
Tower, Sky Dubai 1760 with you runway 12 left.
Ground, Emirates 612 heavy request taxi. Ground,
Emirates 26 heavy,
547
runway
request
12
taxi.
left, clear to land. Wind is 235 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left, clear to land.
Emirates 26 heavy.
3 knots. Emirates 26 heavy.
Ground, Emirates 231
This
heavy
should be our
request
last
taxi.
arrival, and then we
Ground,
should be
Express
ready to
India
get everything
347
up in the
request
air.
taxi.
Tower, Emirates 346
Cedar Jet
heavy request
431,
taxi.
runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Cedar Jet 431.
Emirates 223 heavy, contact departure.
Tower, Express India 193 with you runway 12 left.
Contact departure. Good night, Emirates 223 heavy.
Tower, Emirates 332 heavy request taxi.
Tower, Emirates 26 heavy with you runway 12 left.
Azal 16, contact departure.
Tower, Emirates 354 heavy request
Emirates
taxi.
604 heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 235 at 3 knots.
Contact departure, good night, Azal 16.
Runway 12 left line up and wait. Wind is 235 at 3 knots. Emirates 604 heavy.
Slowly but gradually, everybody, we're going to get this cleared. Emirates 648 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 547 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff. Emirates 648 heavy.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots. Emirates 547 heavy.
Okay. That's a strange one. Cedar Jet 431, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good night, Cedar Jet 431.
Emirates 823 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 526 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots. Emirates 909 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots.
Runway 12
Emirates
right
414 heavy, runway
Emirates
12
823
right,
heavy.
line up and wait. Emirates 414 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots. Emirates 526 heavy.
Emirates 604 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right line up and wait.
Sky Dubai
Wind is
8017,
234 at 3
runway
knots.
12 left, line up
Emirates
and wait.
99
Wind is
heavy.
234 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Emirates
Emirates
414
648 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots. Emirates 414 heavy.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 26
604
heavy, taxi to terminal.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 234 at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 8017.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 648 heavy.
Taxi to terminal, Emirates 26 heavy.
Tower, Sky Dubai 1760 with you runway 12 left.
Okay, wow, so as you can see, I think the red is very confusing, but it's interesting to see those two different colors. Emirates 604 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good night.
Sky Dubai
Emirates
8017,
604
runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12
Emirates
left, cleared for
656,
takeoff.
runway
Sky
12
Dubai
left, line up and
8017.
wait. Wind is 233 at 3 knots.
Unable to comply. Emirates 656 Heavy.
Emirates 656 Heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 233 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 233 at 3 knots. Emirates 656 Heavy.
Emirates 526 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right, cleared for
Emirates
takeoff.
26
Emirates
Heavy,
526
continue taxi.
heavy.
Continue taxi. Emirates 26
Emirates
Heavy.
823 Heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 823 Heavy.
Wow, everybody, hey? This is Dubai for you. Very, very busy at night. Sky Dubai 8017, contact departure. Emirates 656 Heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure.
Express
Goodbye.
India
Sky Dubai
347, runway
8017.
12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 233 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 656 Heavy.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait. Wind is 233 at 3 knots. Express India 347.
Emirates 346 Heavy, runway 12 left at November 1 Bravo. Emirates 346 Heavy, runway 12 left at November 1 Bravo.
Runway 12 left at November 1 Bravo, Emirates 346 Heavy.
Emirates 999 Heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 526 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 999 Heavy.
Sky Dubai 1760, runway 12 left, cleared to land. Wind is 233 at 3 knots.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 526 Heavy.
Runway 12 left, cleared to land. Wind is 233 at 3 knots. Sky Dubai 1760.
Come on, get up in the air. Express India 382, runway 12 left. Express India 347, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 656 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. Express India 347.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 656
Emirates
Heavy.
530 Heavy, line up and wait behind next. No. Emirates 530, runway 12 left, line up and wait. Oh, actually, he's got the wrong runway now. Emirates 530, runway 12 left. Emirates 530 Heavy, runway 12 left.
Runway 30 right. Emirates 530 Heavy. Say again. Emirates 530 Heavy.
Okay.
Runway 12 left.
Emirates 530,
heavy.
runway 12 left, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft. Oh man. Emirates 530 Heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait behind next landing aircraft.
Unable to comply. Emirates 530 Heavy.
Express India 347, contact departure.
Runway 12 left.
Emirates
line up and wait
414 Heavy,
behind left
runway
landing
12
aircraft.
right, cleared for
Emirates
takeoff.
530 Heavy.
Contact departure. Good night. Express India 347.
Emirates 999 Heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 414 Heavy.
Sky Dubai 1760, take next available exit on left.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 999 Heavy.
Take next available exit on left. Sky Dubai 1760.
Sky Dubai is taking charge of our departures up the top there. So up the bottom we have hardly any leftovers. We're 368 on the top, 3 down the bottom. It's going to take a little while, but we'll get it all done. Sky Dubai 1760, taxi to terminal. Normally they go off at November 5 Alpha. Today they go off at November 6. Do we have such wind? No, we don't. Doesn't really make sense then. Emirates 530 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 382 heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 232 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 232 at 3 knots, Emirates 382 heavy.
Emirates 414 heavy, contact departure. Emirates 547 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure.
Emirates 612 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 232 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates 547 heavy.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 232 at 3 knots, Emirates 612 heavy.
I think we can start to speed things up just a little bit so we can get this all done with very fast. Emirates 530 heavy, contact departure. Emirates 382 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff. Turkish 759 runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 231 at 3 knots. Emirates 612 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 547 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 530 heavy. Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff, Emirates 382 heavy.
Emirates 354 heavy, runway 12 left at November 1 Alpha.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 231 at 3 knots, Turkish 759er. Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates 612
Turkish
heavy.
759, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure.
Emirates
Goodbye.
382,
Emirates
contact departure.
547 heavy.
Emirates 382 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left at November
Emirates
1 Alpha.
612 heavy,
Emirates
contact
354
departure.
heavy.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff,
Emirates
Turkish
346, runway
759er.
12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure,
Emirates 346
good night,
heavy,
Emirates
runway
382
12
heavy.
left, cleared for takeoff. Emirates 231 heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 231 at 3 knots. Turkish 759, contact departure.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 612 heavy.
Emirates 354 heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 230 at 3 knots.
Unable to comply, Emirates 346 heavy. Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff, Emirates 346 heavy.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 231 at 3 knots, Emirates 231 heavy.
Contact departure, good night, Turkish 759er.
Emirates 21 heavy, runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 230 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 230 at 3 knots, Emirates 354 heavy.
Emirates 21 heavy, runway 12 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 right, line up and wait, wind is 230 at 3 knots, Emirates 21 heavy. Runway 12 right cleared for takeoff, Emirates 21 heavy.
She doesn't sound very healthy if you ask me. Emirates 354 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff.
Emirates 346 heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure, good night, Emirates 346 heavy.
So that is the end of all arrivals, and now we only have our last 5 departures that we need to take care of. Make sure we can speed things up just a little bit more now. Get this going. Emirates 21 heavy, contact departure. Emirates 21 heavy, contact departure. Emirates 231 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure,
Emirates
good night,
332 heavy,
Emirates
runway
21
12 left, line up and wait, wind is 229 at 3 knots. Emirates 354 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff, Emirates 231 heavy.
Runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 229 at 3 knots, Emirates 332 heavy.
Emirates 332 heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for takeoff.
Contact departure.
Emirates 709, runway 12 left.
Heavy.
Emirates 709 heavy, runway 12 left, line up and wait, wind is 228 at 3 knots.
Runway 12 left cleared for
Emirates
takeoff.
231
Emirates
heavy,
332
contact
heavy.
departure.
Say again. Emirates 709er heavy.
Emirates 709er, runway 12 left.
Runway 12
Emirates
left
709er heavy, runway 12 left, cleared for
Emirates
takeoff.
709er heavy.
Contact departure.
Emirates
Goodbye.
332
Emirates
heavy,
231
contact
heavy.
departure.
Unable to comply. Emirates 709er heavy.
Yeah.
Runway 12 left cleared for takeoff. Emirates 709er heavy.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 332 heavy.
Wow. Okay. Emirates 709er heavy, contact departure.
Contact departure. Good night. Emirates 709er heavy.
Alrighty, everybody. This was it. It certainly was a lot more difficult. No, it was very, very unusual. The commands with the heavy is new, that I need to look out in the strip to see whether it's a heavy or not. Obviously, with Dubai and Emirates, actually that was easy because there is almost everybody is a heavy. But unfortunately, I was unable to get a rhythm going. I think what I had made wrong was the schedule was too heavy. Let's have a look and see. We did get penalized quite a bit. Okay, well, 200 points, that's not much. I thought it was a lot worse. Those two, oh yeah, I remember. The problem was that I had to lead an aircraft here because these two, let me just, I can't do this anymore, can I? Can I scroll this up and down? No? Actually like this maybe? Yes, here we go. So, this was a situation here. I had one plane on Mike and the other one came across on Lima, and they of course hit each other because they thought right for left or left for right, and obviously they had no idea. So that's why I got penalized once, and the other penalty was down here where I had one Emirates coming across here and the other one on Kilo, and they touched each other here as well. So unfortunately I had to delete another one there as well and got penalized. Then we had a couple of go-arounds, unfortunately, because I've missed them due to all this chaos down the bottom here. I obviously didn't see that. Then we had the Sky Dubai situation, which I did give clearance, but obviously I didn't. And the other aircraft must have been around about here. So we did a go-around situation, which worked out okay. Yeah, so let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this new? Of course, it was very overwhelming. I'm just sort of saying the red and the green is very nice. However, unfortunately was unable to pop it up, and therefore everything, since the airport is so big, everything here was just a reddish blur, just totally... yeah, it was just red. You couldn't see anything at all. Even myself on the other monitor was unable. I had it a little bigger than this, but still, it was very, very difficult. And I thought, the red, I don't know. I got to get used to it, of course. But my main issue certainly is with the heavy command, so I had to repeat every command pretty much twice. Because I kept forgetting I got to put the heavy in, but I think in the future videos that's going to improve a lot more and more, even better when there's not that many heavies in there. Then it's more easy to concentrate. Maybe the schedule shouldn't be as dense as this was over here. Okay, well, nevertheless, this was something new, and I hope that you have enjoyed it. And yeah, if you did, well, look at this. I mean, we got pretty much cleared out Dubai. As everybody knows at the moment, Dubai is closed due to the coronavirus, and everything is pretty empty down there as well. So we did clear out quite a bit, and we just have those arrivals that came in, but nothing here. Wow, where are all the planes going? There should be some in the back there, and there are indeed. There's a few down there. So apart from that, Dubai has closed down, which means we can turn the lights off, but that doesn't work. And if you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button on the bottom right hand side. If you do, thank you. If you liked it, please press the like button. and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And well, this has been another presentation of TP Gaming. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. You guys take care. We'll see each other soon. Bye bye.